Hi, everyone. This is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman. And this week, I'm going to be teaching about learning about your dreams. I get this quite a lot from different people. So I think it's a really interesting one to do. Um, I have people that contact me daily to have me interpret their dreams for them, which is kind of interesting. And then I have people from time to time, especially my family members and other people around me, will literally just get on and ask me questions. I had a dream about this last night. What does it mean? I had a dream about that. This whole week, I'm going to be talking about your dreams and how you can start to kind of interpret some of your dreams yourself. So, one of the things that I want to just kind of touch on the basics. There's like 5 steps to a dream. There's different stages that you can come into and learn about your own dreams. I would say usually there's a light sleep mode where your eyes move slightly, and this stage doesn't last for very long. It's only about 4 or 5% of your total sleep time. The second one is you have eye movement and brain waves becoming slower. It's like as you get into that deeper form of sleep, and that's not necessarily where you dream. Extremely low delta waves come in. Is like stage number 3. It's not very long, but we don't really dream for that long a period of time. I think that's the thing that really kind of, um, when you start looking at the average of sleep that you have. Hi, Miss Bonnie. If I'm saying it's like how long you actually sleep and actually dream in a night. It's really not that long a period of time. So it's one of those. My hair's puffy and it's driving me crazy. Um, so it's one of those. The time that actually we are actually dreaming is only about 12 to 15% of our night. So even though we have dreams that we will have, sometimes we have dreams many times. We'll have recurring dreams or dreams that we're kind of working through different things. And then our last one is kind of like our when we're actually literally when we're dreaming. Is only about 20 to 25% of our night. So, like I said, what we don't dream very much, but when we do dream, it can be in different aspects and different parts of our life. Sometimes it could be an argument with someone else. Sometimes it could be working through a situation at work, not really knowing what to do, and your body's kind of, or your mind is working through that. How can I make this work better for us? So, that can make it a little bit more interesting. Um, Learning about your dreams and learning to understand what your dreams mean. Now, I am going to call someone out and everything else. Mary Trail is on. And so, the way I would interpret a dream to someone who is a Native American, um, follows that path. They call it the red road. You're going to interpret your dreams different than most people. It's one of those, it's just the way we think or the way that they think in their process. And especially if you've been on the red road for a long period of time, that's going to change the way you dream and how you interact with your dreams. um, I will say that most people believe that we are working on something in our dreams. So that's a really good common denominator. Like we are actually physically working through something during our dreams. But what is it and why is it important for us to learn that it's important to us? So it can almost be like a mini overnight therapy session of things that we should have said, could have said, would have said, any of those things, kind of like what could we have done differently or how could we have done this, or something that we're thinking about that's coming in. Now I will tell you that most of the time, people dream in this mode. It's kind of like what is going on in your life now, or you just kind of think, oh, I'm going to be laying on a beach in Hawaii and this is a great life for me. There are people that have special abilities, or you can work up having special abilities in your dreams. There are people that can learn how to control your dreams. It's not as difficult as it sounds at the beginning, but it's something that you can learn how to do. I think one of the things that I love learning, I learned this very young. I didn't even realize it was something that a lot of people didn't know how to do, but it's really can be amazing to go back. And it's, I always say it's like going back to the old VCR. So what you want to do is like your dream starts to play and something goes wrong. Well, you can hit the rewind and go, let me back up and let me say this differently, or let me tell you that this is my feeling. I don't want you to do this, and this is why I don't want you to do it. Where before you might have just been like, don't do it. Now let me go back and explain why. And letting that energy come in of bringing that healing. Sometimes you can have, if you were having an argument with someone, or someone what says something that you didn't like, and at first you were kind of like, don't want to say anything, and then all of a sudden you decide, now I'm going to step up and I am going to say what I really need to say. You can do that in your dream. You can kind of hit the rewind button, say what you need to say in your dream, and actually change how the outcome comes out and how you feel about it. And a lot of times this really helps when you had an argument in the past with somebody. If someone had an argument with me last week and I was not able, not that I need everybody to agree with us, but it's one of those, it's like I didn't feel like I got heard. So I can go back to that point and say, I want to be heard in this situation. So I'm going to ask you to wait for me to finish, and I can say it the way it should have said or the way it should have come out. And then changing that energy in it. And then I can say, I'm going to speak for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to ask you to speak for 5 minutes. And so I can explain, this is my side of it. This is why I thought this way. This is what I thought we were trying to work through or trying to work on. And then I can be quiet and let them talk. And so they feel heard, that they feel that they've had their opportunity. And this is when you come into being able to control some of your dreams. Um, there are different ways to interpret your dreams, and I will go on that. So, one of the ladies that are on today, if you will submit or contact me later on, I will ask you to submit a dream that you've had recently. And I'll give you all of that, but you need to contact me first, and I'll explain to you how I need it submitted to me. And then we'll go through that. So, if you are on today, I would love to interpret one of your dreams for tomorrow. I will even change your name if you choose. Um, I will tell you that all dreams are based in real life in some way, even if we think it's not. It's part of a real life. Now it could be a real life in a past life, but it's based on something that's really happened to you at some point in your life, or happened to your soul at some point in your life. What a lot of people don't quite always understand is, when you have a dream in a past life or something that doesn't make sense, or aliens or whatever it is, something that comes up and you're like, okay, that can't be true. Sometimes it's not necessarily something that happened in this life. It's something happened in this life triggers something that happened in a previous life. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope it does. Um, so a lot of times people don't understand why they have nightmares, and nightmares are any dreams that create terror, anxiety, despair, lead to distress, sleep problems, insomnia. Um, and this is really kind of your body's way of working on post traumatic stress disorders. Something that happened in the past, you may dream about something several times, and this is something that will um, come in several times for you to learn how to interpret or learn how to do differently. And that's when that VCR mechanism comes in and really great to be able to rewind and change what you said or how it came across. And usually you'll have those dreams several times. If you have any questions about your dreams, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Um, let's see. Most often when we're having nightmares, it's not just this life, it's previous lives. So a lot of times when we have a nightmare in this life, it's something that was triggered in this life that actually happened in a previous life. And that one hair on the top of my head is about to drive me crazy. I know. And everything say it's fun to have curly hair. Let's see. I would say terrifying dreams are things that come up or plague us from childhood into adulthood are usually something that comes in from a past life. So remember that if you've had a reoccurring dream many times or many different ways, it's one of those. It's because it's triggering something in your life now is triggering something that happened in the past, and it makes it easier to change who it is, or change the design, or change parts of it to make it more understandable. Um, When people have dreams about people that have passed, they'll often tell me that there's like a halo or a glow or a fog about them. Usually that's a different type of dream, and that's not something that you're going to find in the textbook or other information. It's dreams where an angel, guide, or ghost comes into you to give you the information. So when that happens, it's going to feel different in the dream, and it's going to feel like it's almost above reality. It's one of those that almost feels like super real, or the coloring of it almost feels like a coloring book. I've heard this from several different people, and when I've had them myself, it's kind of like, this one's a little bit differently than what I've been dealing with or what I normally deal with in a dream. So understand that when you have dreams that are super real, where they almost feel like they're colored in a coloring book or a cartoon, that usually means that it's really an angel to come in and help you with this, or a ghost that you love, took care of, or had a connection to came in to help you with this dream. Um, it happens quite a lot that when you have a dream like this, you're still working on something, or they're trying to gift you a message. You may not always get a message with them, but they're always trying to. Sometimes the message is not necessarily verbal. Sometimes it's just, I want you to know that I made it okay. I want you to know that I still love you, or I see what's going on. So sometimes it's not this overwhelming, like, aha moment. Sometimes it's just like, I made it. I often tell people it's almost like, if I left your house and you wanted to make sure I got home safe and sound, I might text you and say, hey, I made it home. That's what they're sending you back is, hey, I made it home. I'm okay. I'm here and everything is all right. Um, if y'all have any questions about dreams, I will be asking a couple of you, not only today, but to get in touch with me today. And I will be doing some dream interpretations later on in the week, probably Thursday or Friday, about things that have happened, dreams that you're currently having, giving you some insight or some. Um, Okay, so Maru is saying, I'm always flying high in my dreams. That comes in from a past life, and you had that past life 4 times. So part of what you're dreaming about is in a past life. And so something in this life is triggering that past life to come through with that information. And it could also feel like in a past life, like you could fly over problems or troubles or things that are going on. That's a very easy one. I will be talking tomorrow about some of the regular things that we dream about, like snakes, death, um, birth, being pregnant, any of those. I'll be talking about some of the very common things that happen when we dream, and what does that mean for you. So if no one else has any questions, we'll stop it for today. But I do need a couple of you to reach out to me that want to tell me about your dream. You can either email me. Everything is on the side, email or telephone, and we can talk for a few minutes, and I can give it to you, and then you can send me your input on your dream, and I will interpret probably Thursday or Friday. So if not, y'all have an amazing week, and I will see you tomorrow at noon. And love you guys.